exercises. And a lot of times people think running isn't always just going out and doing a 5K. Running could be, what if you're going out to your mailbox and it starts to rain and you're moving at a different speed, try to get back in the house, or you're trying to cross the street and a car comes and you need to move quicker to get to the other side. That's referred to as variable cadence. So the techniques that we're going to be sharing and encourage everyone to do, you may think, hey, I don't want to run the whole 5K, but walking a 5K might be a good goal, but you're going to find that we're going to push you more than we have in the past. So there's going to be a lot of interval or intermittent running or things where you're going to try to push yourself for short distances. What you may find, and what we're hoping that you're going to find, that this is going to increase your capability maybe more than what you saw or felt that you could be capable of, because variable cadence is something that, you know, like I said, it's a big part of life. And it's so when we first started talking about learning how to run and coming up with programs, in 2018, Nate and I started working on running, and that's when we were doing triathlons together. And I had a go ahead.
Before you get too far, I just want to ask a question to everybody. Who here feels like they're ready to run? Who here, including us on the stage?
Well, yeah. I should say up until yesterday, I wasn't sure.
So, well, and I was going to ask Scott, and I'm glad that Ben raised his hand too, and I'm sure that you're going to answer the same way that Scott did. Scott, why do you feel like you're ready to run right now? What have you done over the last bit that makes you say that today, now you're ready to run?
Well, I've been doing strength training and core training for the last 2.5 months now, or at least a good solid 2 months. So.
Right. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be spending the next about 3 months working on strength training. Mm-hmm. So anybody that wants to run, we're going to encourage you to run. We want running. We're going to be training all this stuff, but we're going to also ask, don't start yet. Now is not the time to run yet. What we're going to do is we're going to prepare your body so that when we start doing the high impact things like running, we don't do things like injure the other leg. We don't have overuse injuries or other things that are common with running. We want to have our bodies prepared for this. And this strength training is the thing that there's not a single person in this room, I don't care if you're wearing a prosthesis or not, that wouldn't benefit from doing this program in terms of the strength training.
So the strength training is going to help strengthen the muscles and the ligaments around it, so that you will be ready and to give you a greater opportunity for success.
So anybody that wants to run, the running portion of this will start sometime in early June is when we're going to actually start putting the impact on our body. So right now we're going to be doing 2 things. We're going to be spending 3 days a week doing strength training. Now, when we start out real short, these are short videos, they're short exercise segments. And then 3 other days of the week, we're going to do 20 minutes or so of cardiovascular type work, whether that's walking, riding a bicycle, rowing, or an elliptical. Yep. Or there's other ways to do that too that are beneficial. Those are the kind of the ways that we have that are canned that we think of regularly.
So another thing, I guess this brings me to this segment. So we kind of just talk. We don't have how it's going to come out necessarily planned, but we're going to encourage people. Like a lot of everything that we have done up to this point, we've talked about, okay, this is how we're going to adapt and do this exercise, and this is how we're going to adapt and do this exercise. Since we're talking about doing a 5K and really trying to push ourselves, we're going to encourage people, like you heard us talking about, elliptical, rowing machines, that type of thing. We're going to encourage people, if you're serious about doing this, to try to get access to a gym. These are not exercises that will be necessarily all easy to do at home.
Right.
Some of them you would be able to do at home, but the CrossFit part of it and the cross training is very important, and that requires some machines to allow for success. Now, the reason I think this part is important to talk about, and Nate and I talked about this quite a bit, because we actually struggle with how are we going to do the exercises. And when it came down to it, we're like, the best, we go to gyms. That's where we get our workouts in, and we're trying to come out. A lot of times, if you haven't had a gym membership in a while, and I get it, a lot of them are very expensive. And, like myself, I go to the gym, Nate goes to the gym, and I spend money on my primary, one, but they're not all there are some cheaper ones. There are some more affordable ones that should be realistic for everyone, like Planet Fitness, for example. I'm not endorsing Planet Fitness is the greatest gym. That's not what this, but they have these $10 a month memberships and 25 for the Black Card or the premium. You know, those are things that if you get into this and you have some success, 6 or 7 to 8 months from now, you're doing some things you might say, hey, you know what, I might want, or I can see the benefit of, you know, one of these more that some of these other gyms have to offer. But right now, if you're not using it, you need a starting point. I think something like there, I'm sure there could be other gyms that are competitive with them. I just don't know their names. Like I said, I'm not trying to endorse them. If you have something that's affordable, and I'll tell you what, we have a Facebook community. I know Brianna is monitoring that. Please share. Hey, I found a good deal at this place. They seem to be really friendly, whatever. We don't have all the answers. This isn't the thing where we're coming to the table. This is something new that we're doing. So anyone, please share on the Facebook, you know, page what this journey is like, what's working for you, maybe adaptive techniques that are helping you through some of the different things. We're just kind of trying to find a good starting point to get everybody on the path, you know, for strength training over the course of these next 3 months. And we are going to kind of curb things as we go, but you're going to give yourself the greatest opportunity for success if you can invest in a gym membership.
Now, another good tip for success is to not do it alone. You know, especially when we're talking about something that right now it's early March and we're talking about an event that's going to be in August. There's a lot of days to say, this isn't my day between now and then. So the best thing that we've found, and I mean, this is pretty universal, is to have somebody as kind of an accountability partner, somebody that you're kind of going through this with. So whether you kind of can go to the Facebook and use the group there to kind of check in and keep your success, or whether you find somebody, as I said, I mean, I'm going to be doing a lot of these exercises. I don't use a prosthesis. The person that uses your partner doesn't have to use a prosthesis. It just has to be somebody that's saying, you know what, I'm going to commit to doing these things with you. Because guess what? You're going to have days where you're motivated and you pull them along, and you're going to have days where they're motivated and they pull you along. It doesn't matter. And that's why having somebody that you can talk about this stuff with is just so helpful on such a long program. If it was 3 weeks, we probably could all do it. We could all do it. But
human nature to procrastinate. So it's kind of comes down to the last minute.
But strength training and doing these things, this isn't a 3-week pursuit. It just isn't. If there was a shortcut, we would be taking it and we'd be showing you. We'd trust us. We'd love the shortcut, but there's not.
I guess I'll try to be brief too, because I know we want to get started, but I was going to mention earlier when we were talking about when we started doing the triathlons, and I really hadn't run long distances regular since I lost my leg. So when Nate and I kind of came up with the approach of how we're going to do this, before I was going to run it all, we agreed that I was going to do 3 months of strength training and conditioning to get ready for that. And I did that and had great success with it and really enjoyed running. And then COVID happened, and then gyms were closed and all this other stuff. And I had injured my Achilles. And a lot of it was because I didn't have my routine like we talked about. And that's another good thing about a gym is, you know, it's good to get to a different environment to work out. And it's also when you pay a little bit or you're invested in it more, you know, so you know, at that point I was used to getting out. If I was going to go for a run, going out and running for 3 or 4 miles, and I was not training as hard and regularly as I had to. So I was going out and doing 3 or 4 mile runs without the strength training, and I injured my Achilles. And then this summer I was really dealing with a severe knee injury. And I kind of got to talking with Nate and everything else. And it was like, what's the one thing I hadn't been doing? Hadn't been doing the strength training. So I and Nate, we had the thing earlier about raise your hand if you think you're ready. And I was hesitant. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Yesterday was the first time I ran since December 26th, because that was when I said, okay, I'm just doing it. And I had chronic pain in my knee for the last year. But it was really, you know, I had the tendons checked out and stuff like that. It was just because I wasn't doing enough strength training and stuff like that. So I guess what I'm trying to reinforce to you guys is this is the path to success. And when I started that program to do the triathlon, my weight was at its biggest point it had ever been. And I was like, you know, you're not getting any younger, Scott, and you got a lot of things that you like to do that are active. So, you know, don't think, okay, I'm not in that kind of shape. This will work, but it's just not where instant gratification, where we're going to do a couple workouts, you know, in the next couple days, and then next week we'll be ready to go. And that's where I think Nate's saying the accountability part.
Right.
And all. But one thing we can tell you is if you stick to this program for 3 months, you are going to have some level of success that is going to help improve your quality of life significantly. So.
Right.
That.
So, I mean, does anybody have any questions? Does any?
You know, some of these places where you take physical therapy, some of them places will let you come in there and pay a little bit of money. But you can use the equipment as long as they're not giving somebody that training right there on that.
Right. Right. That's where I do my exercising, is that actually at a physical therapy gym. And a lot of times if you're involved with them, once you're done, they might even kind of throw 3 months on at the end and say, hey, just.
I mean, I know a lot of
Yep.
them will let you go back in and get a little fee, let you just come
Right.
in and use their machines while they're not using it for somebody that they're working with.
Right.
I know everybody's probably had physical therapy, like something.
Right.
I know when I was getting my physical therapy, when I lost my leg, it was a private facility, Health Track, and he had a whole gym downstairs. And the owner said, you can come and use my equipment whenever you want when you're not getting therapy. Cause I was heck, I just lost my leg. I couldn't go to work or do nothing. So I was in there all the time because it gave me something to do. But yeah, that's a good point.
Section here, right there. There are classes.
Mhm.
But then I went to Hemlock and that's when they told me that come and use these facilities as long as
Yeah.
we're not using it.
And I know Campus Ridge and Midland, I think, is a lot like, yeah, they do the therapy and then they have a lot of different equipment and stuff too. So, yeah, like I said, if anybody finds a place, just share it with
Right.
us. So, because if it's closer for someone else, then, there's no such thing as too much information. So.
How about any other questions about kind of what the program, what we're talking about? So what we're going to be doing is through the Facebook group online, we're going to be setting through. So starting on Monday of next week, we'll be putting out and saying on Monday, we'll say, these are the exercises for today. And then Tuesday, we'll have kind of some suggestions about the cross training. We'll have a video. We've already shot all these videos and everything of the exercises we're going to demonstrate today. So it'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be our strengthening days, and Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday are our cardio, our endurance days.
And we do have videos that demonstrate.
And so it'll all be kind of monitored through the Facebook. So you're going to want to check in there. But if it works better for you to do your strength training on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and do the other stuff different days, there's no right or wrong. I mean, the days, we're just going to put this stuff out there so that it's being set out so that you guys have kind of like a daily reminder of, okay, this is what we're doing today. This is the groups of exercises that we're looking to accomplish.
And go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to see if anybody had questions.
So a lot of this now, you're going to have to gauge yourself where you're at. So we're speaking in languages of, like, say we show an exercise. We might say, try to do 6 to 10 repetitions. We're not giving a solid number because everybody's at a different level right now. Even if it's 5 to 10, I don't care if you only do 4. If you pushed yourself and that's where you feel like your comfort level is, what you're going to find though, is if you do that, then the following week, maybe you're doing 5 or 6. That's going to, you want to get to the point where you're comfortable. Don't worry about what the numbers are or what the times are. Do what works for you, but what you want to do is monitor your growth. And that's where you see your own personal success. I mean, it's human nature. It's like, you can tell when you're making gains and, things are getting easier and that kind of stuff. And that's what pushes us to keep going. It's, success breeds success. So it's important that I mention that too, because don't get discouraged at the beginning if you say, well, I can't do 10 reps or 8 reps. I'm only doing 4. I mean, heck, if you haven't done any in 10 years and you're doing 4 today, today's a good day.
Right.
Right. That's a starting point. You got to.
And to kind of even enhance that point, I mean, the idea is that if I know that, okay, after doing 4, I'm going to feel this tomorrow. I'm going to have some soreness. I'm going to be stiff. That's probably enough for today. We're really shooting for about 70% effort here. We're not going all out because we want to be able this to be sustainable and long term. We don't want to go so hard that tomorrow we're like, oh, I just need a day off. That's not going to help us build to what we want to do. As much as we all would rather just go and hit it as hard as we can and say, all right, now I'm done for the week. It doesn't work like that. We got to take these small bites again and again. And,
and we're not physical therapists or physicians or personal trainers. We're just kind of sharing our personal, experiences of things that have worked for us and putting them out there so that, you know, I mean, you've got your history with your physicians and know and what exercises you're comfortable with and that kind of stuff, but getting started, don't let that be discouraged from getting started. Let, you know, do what feels good. And you're going to find that if you stick with that, it's going to build pretty quick.
Right.
And
And just remember, if you're doing 4 a day right now, by August 19th, you'll walk a 5K.
yeah,
if-
walking a
if-
5K is,
If you're starting at 4 today and you stick with this program from start to finish, you're still going to achieve the goal. You're going to make it.
Yeah.
We've got time.
yeah, we got plenty of time.
Right.
I mean, and you know, we've even kind of went back and forth about if people are, hey, I'd like to do it, but I don't know if I could do a whole 5K. And, you know, you could maybe sign up with a relay where 3 people do a mile, that kind of thing. But I think you might find, like, we don't even want to get into that point right now, because you might find 3 months from now, you should feel totally different about what you feel like you're capable of doing compared to where
Right.
you feel right now. And so we talked about the next 3 months doing the strength training. And then when we get into June, excuse me, this is something we're all trying to do together. So Step Up will resume, I think, or end in May.
Right.
And then we'll take a break for the summer. But what we're going to do is at our offices, at our Brighton office, the Flint office, my Saginaw office, we're going to have 1 day a week where there's going to be a location where we can meet at. And if people want to work on walking a 5K, if you want to walk a half mile, you want to run a half mile, you want to,
Right.
it's kind of like this. I'm going to
We'll kind of have our running program that's laid out. That's going to kind of prescribe what we do
working on that.
for each day. So on that day that we meet up, we'll get a group workout in together.
Yep.
And whether you want to walk it or whether you want to run it, however you want to do that, we'll be kind of working it through as a group.
Yep, kind of going through what so but we're going to explain in some of the cross training videos that what we've got here is we do some interval training. So I'm going to go lower level maybe for 2 minutes, and then I'm going to push at something harder for 2 minutes. And then, so we might have on one of our running days is going to be, when we first start out, I just did something yesterday. This is my day number 1, like I said, running, where I hadn't run in a while, but my knee didn't hurt. Thank you. We did for 30 minutes. You're going to walk for 2 minutes and then run a minute, then walk for 2 minutes and run a minute. Now, if you don't feel like you can run a minute, run for 30 seconds.
Right.
If you run 10 seconds, whatever. But again, there's pathways to do this that are going to give everybody an opportunity for success and growth.
Right.
So
our real goal is that by June, we're all feeling like we're pretty confident to walk about 20 to 30 minutes uninterrupted. That's one of the things that we're going to be using this next time period for, is to kind of establish that confidence, so that once we know we can do that, and then we can start to push ourselves to the running tempo
Yep.
a little bit more. Go ahead, Ben.
Pre-amputation, I done a couch to 5K program.
Yes.
I train myself.
Yep. So we're not using that program exactly, but what we're using is going to look very, very much like that program. In fact, it's going to look the same as that program. This isn't couch to 5K, but once we start the running part of it, it's going to look identical to that. Yep. Go ahead. Did you want to say more?
No, that was it.
What did you think of it?
I loved it. I mean, and one lap is better than no lap. I mean, like, it's better than sitting on the couch.
Exactly.
And that's why I told myself I'm way further than I was yesterday, just sitting on the chair.
Very good.
So when you did that, did you feel that maybe you found yourself in a reasonable period of time? Maybe you were performing at a level that you thought you wouldn't, better than what you thought you may have saw yourself a few weeks before?
Yeah, I mean, like, because it was a 9-week program. And at the end of the 9 weeks, I was pretty much nonstop. I mean, not a high speed, but I mean, I was jogging for a 5K pretty much nonstop.
Great.
Mhm.
Okay, great. How about any other questions or anything? Okay, so we're gonna break up into groups today, and there's gonna be 4 stations around here. So if we could just kind of start and we could count off. Lurla, you're gonna be 1, 2, 3, 1, and then
1, 2.
perfect. So with that being said, if you're number 1, we're gonna meet over here to start. Number 2 is gonna be in the back corner. Oh, this is 1.
Oh.
3 is going to be in that back corner there. And then 4 is going to be, you don't have to go anywhere for this one. And
Stay
so
where
what we're
you're
going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to demonstrate some of the technique on these exercises. And then we got to demonstrate them ourselves first.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. So station 1 for this first exercise, we're going to be doing squats. And so everybody here knows what a squat is, right? Scott's going to get a chair because we're going to be using a chair to demonstrate. Chairs are great for squats. Yeah, even Scott, bring 2. You're tall. Those chairs are low. I like that actually.
I'm
And
not-
we're going to do this for when you get back. We're going to put 2 of these chairs and stack them. That'll be. I didn't think of it until I saw him pick 2 up, and I was like,
That's a
I'm
good
an
idea.
engineer. I can figure this out. So go ahead and want to demonstrate a
Well,
squat.
maybe we could show how.
Yep.
Like,
So a squat form, we're going to be, for me, without a prosthesis, I'm going to put my heels about shoulder width apart, maybe a little wider, toes just a little bit out, and I'm going to sink down into a squat and come up.
So for below the knee amputees, we've demonstrated this before. You might want to turn the toe. All right, we suggest that you turn the toe out, and we're going to try to get you to come down. Okay, and you could do it with weights. We're not really concerned about weights right now, though. But again, I mentioned that. So like if you're doing it at home and you find yourself getting stronger, that's something that you can do if you want to continue to push yourself.
So the way that we're kind of suggesting the weights is, then you can go ahead and you show that, and
But-
I'll show the weights.
So we're just going to come down here, and I want to get close to, I'm not going to sit on the chair, obviously, but if you come down and just kind of do that, and we're looking for 6 to 10 reps.
Right. With the weights, now sometimes people put weights across their back and they do all this stuff called back squat. We don't want anybody with a prosthesis to do a back squat. Please, it's just unnecessary. We don't need it. So anything that we do with weights, we're going to have the weights down here safely by our sides. Possibly, if we feel comfortable, we may put them up here into kind of like a goblet position, where when we hold, we come down. Or if we want a little bit more, we pick 2 of them up.
Nice and controlled. You can let go of the weights if you're.
Yep.
for
Yeah.
some reason
If for some
struggling.
reason this is too much, you can just drop the weights. It's not going to, compromise your balance as much as having a bar across your back.
So we've demonstrated if you're above the knee and we're working on squats, using maybe like a sink or something else to leverage yourself. For the purposes of how we'll do this here today, Nate is going to just assist me. Okay. And we don't want you going down as far as the others, but just get yourself here. And the key is, we were doing this with somebody, we want you pushing on the back of that socket wall to fire those hip extensors. You should feel yourself pushing in there. You just need to feel that muscle working. Okay.
You know what's a lot harder than a squat? A single leg squat. We don't want anybody trying single leg squats, even our above the knee amputees. We're gonna kind of show you how to use both sides to push on the way back up.
Yep. So that's squats.
So squats. This one was bent over
Chris-
rows.
Yep. Bent over rows. So again, we have various weights here. The other one, again, when we talk about core, what do people always think about? Abs, right? Is this core? Right. Actually, these muscles here, this is core. There's a lot of, it's not just having a 6-pack,
Right.
even though that's cool. That's not what that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about, this is how you stabilize yourself when you're walking or running or going through different things. When you see people take a step and they're not firing those extensors, you stabilize yourself using these muscles. And that's what keeps your strengthening your abs isn't going to keep you from dipping like this when you're walking. But anyway, so when we do our back, when we do these rows, we're working our back muscles. This is core. Okay. So you just kind of have the weight and you're going to push it like this. Just bring it back to you. Right. And do the other side. Do the same thing on each side. And again, we're looking for 6 to 10 reps. Now, when we give the exercises, we'll say you're going to do like 3 sets,
Right.
that kind of thing. But for the purposes of today, we just kind of want to demonstrate for people who might be watching and let you guys, okay, this is how that exercise is done. So, and of course, we have demonstrations on the videos too.
So station 3 is called farmer's carry. Farmer's carry is a walking exercise. So there's a lot of balance that's
Thank you.
involved. A farmer's carry is going to have us in a position where we're holding the weights by our sides, but we're not just letting our shoulders droop and the weights rest on our thighs there. We're engaging and we're trying to kind of pull these away just enough that we're stabilizing, and then we walk. If we're uncomfortable with walking, then we're gonna find our balance and we're gonna hold. This is definitely a grip strength exercise, so there's a lot in your hands, but it's also a lot of the core and stabilization, holding yourself upright in a nice good position while you're
So
opposing
you're not
away.
letting the
So we're not looking for this here. We're looking for
lug of weights throwing you side to side, just
this, and everything stays good and engaged and tight. And
Okay.
then the last one is bicycles.
so bicycles are, we do have some mats. So station 4, if you're a number 4, just stay seated there. But we're gonna have you get on the ground. And you're just going to. Nate, my hands stay locked behind my head, right?
Yep, that's fine.
And then just.
What's
You're
up? Yep.
gonna kind of go around like you're doing a bicycle. So let's just say, for the purposes of today, we might have you do it for 20 seconds, okay? I think on the videos, we might suggest 40 seconds
Right.
as a starting point. If you get really good at that and you find yourself going a minute later, push yourself with what your ability is. And if you can't do 40 seconds and you're comfortable at 30 or 20 seconds or 15 seconds, do again what's comfortable. But say you're gonna do 40 seconds, you might want to do 20 seconds like this and then go this way, for another 20 seconds. So.
Right.
So those are the first 4.
What's that? That's okay. We'll work with you.
You have to be on the floor to do that?
We can show you how to do that in a chair. We can show you how to do all of these. Most of the core things we can do in the chair.
I
Yep.
can show you. I just did what you were talking about today. I did it.
Perfect. Perfect.
As long as I don't have to get on the floor.
No, we can keep you up. There might be a couple of them that you won't do in that station, but for the most part, we can adapt a lot of these things to the chair.
Nate, so with the above knee, would we want like Blair to hold the feet maybe?
Yep,
So
that's what I mean. Just you're gonna, yeah.
That's
So we'll just have somebody
Blair.
put their hand underneath your prosthetic foot so that you can,
Yeah.
so that it's not drooping there. We got you. We're here for spot. We're here to spotter. See why it's important to have a buddy at the gym, though.
No,
See why? I
because
mean,
that can help you with the
that's
adaptive
important.
stuff.
That is important. So I think with that being said, we're probably ready to break up into our sections here.
So Blair, come here real quick. So if you get somebody who's an above the knee amputee, what's gonna happen is
So-
their knee is just gonna hang down like that. So you're gonna spot them. You hold hold that foot. So, well, just, yeah, like grab my feet so that if I'm going like this on the bicycles, you're kind of helping to hold that up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's okay. No, that's why you're coming here and I'm gonna show you. No, you don't have to remember. We just wanted to give a brief demonstration. So I don't know if there should be one more number 1.
Which location do we want to start with?
You're gonna have to get all 4. It doesn't, yep.
So I just wanted to move around then.
Move around. And Jeff, we'll just make sure you give us a signal when you got somebody doing each exercise.
Okay.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the squats here. So what you're gonna do is it's almost like sitting down. It's almost like sitting down, but you want a nice controlled sitting down. Remember, you've been taught when you talk about sitting down to go nose over toes, right? To lean forward, come back. Now, what happens is when your thighs hit here, that's it. You don't want to go all the way down.
Okay.
You want to only come to where you kind of can feel the chair a little bit and then come back up. Now, if that's too far and you say, ooh, that's hurting my knees, or I can't get up and down,
Yeah.
that's okay, because we won't go so deep, okay? We don't have to even, but I want the chair behind you so that if you do start to fall back, you've got that so if you can kind of come here and stand in front of the chair for me. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take your hands here.
Okay.
And then I want you to go ahead and reach for that chair. You're okay. I got you. You got to go sit back into the chair.
Oh, sit back in.
Sit back into the chair. Yep.
Oh, like that.
Yep. Like that. And that's far enough. Now stand back up. That's 1.
Oh, I thought
Good.
bend.
Nope. You're doing great. 2.
I know you can hear this knee cracking.
Yep. That's why I don't want you to go any farther.
Okay.
3.
Oh.
Good. You can feel those muscles though, can't you?
Yeah. Ooh,
4.
yeah. Okay.
1 more. 5. Good.
Okay. See, now we was in the chair earlier, and I have double chair to rep. And she had us sitting down with, she said, if you can get there without moving your hand, but I can't get there without pushing my hand.
Exactly.
And other people use their hand and coming up and down.
Right.
So.
But what this is perfect. So
Yeah.
that's another good adaptation to do this. But you don't even have to go all the way down to the chair. What you did right there, just this.
Almost like this. Okay.
Yep, that's good. If you can feel that
I
in,
want you to keep your back straight,
yeah, yeah,
like you're sliding down a wall.
right,
She said, don't bend in like that.
right.
Slide down the wall. I can only go so far.
Yep. But we don't have to go. I mean,
Okay.
this isn't a limbo contest, right? Yes. So holding on to so your kitchen sink is a great place because usually a kitchen sink with your hands out here, it's going to help you keep your back straight and you can have a little bit more confidence to go a little bit farther down. Okay. And so, yeah, having your hands on that sink is to me the best place to do it.
This means.
I know that. Yeah.
Thank you. So I can't hold that foot down on that knee.
Right. And that one, you've had that knee cracking for years and years, Lila. That's not new. I remember that from all those years back.
I gotta,
Yep. There you go. Nice. 1. Good. 2.
I got just one chair, so I'd be going a little bit deeper.
3. Yeah, I know.
So like,
4. 5. 6.
my toe, I mean,
7.
I'm going
So,
to my toe.
yep. So what I would say is point this toe out a little bit further. There you go. Like that. There you go.
Okay,
See how now you can drive through the heel?
yeah.
Yep. So Ben, the other thing that I like for this, where's the lightweight? Here. What I want you to do is I want you to hold, when you're doing it, I want you to hold this weight out in front of you like this, and watch what that does for your balance.
Oh.
But point that toe out. There you go.
A little bit more stable.
See how so it gives you a little bit extra weight, but it also kind of helps you to find that center of balance and kind of helps you drive back through your heels a little bit more, not fall. You know you can't fall forward now because if you start falling forward, what's going to happen? You're going to go all the way.
Right.
So what I like a lot is like a 10-pound plate, like the heavy lifting plates.
Yeah.
One of those, like you're driving a steering wheel and you hold that out in front, and it keeps you in that position. But even any small weight, so that you just can kind of get in that position and feel it as you're going through.
Okay, cool.
Nice, good work. Okay. And I met you, but I don't remember your name.
Brian.
Brian. How you doing, Brian?
Good. So,
Not too bad.
that was the second round
Nice.
from a long waves already.
Good. So what we're gonna do is you kind of saw, now go ahead and you put your hands right in my hands here. Because I want you to go back and I want you to sit down until you feel the chair. So nice and slow and controlled. Yeah, sometimes those knees want to hold up, don't they? Okay, good. Now when you push up with both sides. Push up with your prosthesis too. Good. Did you feel that? Did you feel it pushing up with your prosthesis? Good. 1. And up. 2. Nice. There you go. 3. Good. Do you have one more in you? You do. Up. Good.
I do one more.
Yep, you sure can. You tell me. Ah, nice. Nice. But so you saw how when you're focusing on really squeezing back here and pushing your leg back into the back of that socket, you can use both sides. That's what we really want you to focus on with that exercise, okay? Don't have it be 100%. Now I know it's going to be 70% this side, 80%.
I was actually practicing running in the grocery store with
Yeah. When I first lost my leg, I was actually would like walking with the grocery cart quite a bit because it had because you didn't have like, a lot of assistant like walker. It was restrictive. You could move at a decent clip and okay. So that is what's that? Yep, go ahead and set that down. I was gonna
So you guys are gonna come over here and we're all gonna rotate. So all of our forwards are gonna come to station 1.
You're not doing all exercises, are you? Okay. Anybody ever do mopeds?
What?
Mopeds. Just sit there with your feet like this. It does, doesn't it? So 3 is over here. You guys rotate that way?
They've got 4, you go to 1, it doesn't really, doesn't add up.
Nobody liked my joke.
This is gonna be squats here. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna squat to the chair. So again, with both of us being below the knee here, we're gonna have the nice wide stance, maybe kind of look.
Yeah.
The chair is nice.
Because
you can look at
everybody's
your-
gonna do it once. That's why.
Make sure that your heels are out
No, we're
a
going
little
to the
bit
top
wider
and
than
then
the chair, and that's gonna be a good position. And we're gonna come back until we can kind of feel the chair on our thighs and come up. Okay? And actually, Robin, I want you to go ahead and do a couple of them. Just do a couple of them. Yeah, there you go. That's a good looking position right there. Yep, good. Yep, keep going. You're doing good. Well, so what I was gonna say is I actually like with these a lot of times to just put the weight, there's just a small weight. So hold that out. Just try it. Just try it. It actually makes your balance a little easier, doesn't it? Exactly. It keeps you so that you can stay on your heels a little bit more without feeling like you're gonna fall forward, right? So I like this little adaptation of just holding 5. This is 5. It also engages all the other stuff. Yep. Yep.
If you were to stand and go like this. Yep, I want
Right.
to see.
Get twisted in the
Yeah.
socket.
Yeah, that's not a bad, yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
I think I have to
What do you
go
want,
there.
5 pounds?
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Nice.
So, yeah, keep your leg back, so you're getting,
2,
you want to be, yep,
3,
there you go.
4.
So go
So I want you to, on the way down, I got 1, 2, 3,
Yep.
5.
You want me to go forward?
Yeah, because you're doing so good. 1, 2, 3, 6. I'm making it harder on you, Dwayne. 1, 2, 3, 7. Good. 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 9. 1, 2, 3, 10. Good.
Okay.
So that's the way that you can make it more challenging by controlling that way down and not just, it's great to do it fast sometimes because that gets certain systems, but by going slow, we're making these muscles work for a lot longer. So when you're trying to build endurance and strength together, that's slowing it down is your best bet. That's the way to do it.
So how many is that?
Grass.
3.
Microprocessing.
That is, you have to get it. It's all about getting it into that. We dealt with that with
Yep, so I'm gonna, yeah.
Brian
There you go.
a little bit. His was wanting to lock, but as he got it through, he could get it to unlock and go into the yielding mode.
6.
Yep. Yep.
So.
No, it's the back, like you feel.
Yep. Yep. We don't want pause.
The only way.
It's to stand up. Right. Right.
So
So the idea is very much that once we start, we gotta keep it going.
Good job.
We have to keep it going or else the knee is gonna,
Well, I was thinking,
Well,
but if you keep.
yep,
Yep.
we're gonna get it
Right,
strong. 'cause
that's
your
the
back
thing.
is part of your core.
That's it. The hip motion has to continue to move back. It's when that pauses that it's gonna pause.
Alrighty, Miss Angie.
Yeah. Coming here a lot.
Okay. See how that feels for me.
Okay.
Does that feel okay?
Yeah, this shoulder's. It's okay.
Feel okay? Not too much on your shoulder? Okay.
All right. Ooh, wish me luck.
All right. So again, we're gonna get that posture first. Yep, everything nice and tight.
All right.
And then go ahead and go down and back for me.
Okay, let's see.
Nice, good control. Nice. Yep. No, that was great.
Should I do it again?
Yeah. Yep.
I think I challenged
So that nice upright chest. Good. Good.
core, right? It makes sense.
I used to do that with my brother. We come back.
Great control. Yeah. Yep. Nice heel strike. Beautiful.
All right.
Nice work.
Thanks. It was a challenge.
Okay. Got it.
Thank you.
Does anybody want to try and go again?
Okay.
No.
Next station.
Oh, just kidding. They're rotating us. But nice work. You guys are great.
Thanks. How much weight was it?
That was 20 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. 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 Good work. All right. Hello, Miss Lurla.
One leg down, hand down on the bench, and you're just pulling, and this is working your backs. So you're working these muscles right in here. So you want to go first?
First, you want me to go?
Right.
This kind of messed up from some, like, 2 storms ago.
Right. Try it with the 5,
Be okay.
but this might help with that. You know, sometimes, you know,
Working, it
yeah,
still hurts.
yeah.
My left shoulder's gone.
Yeah. 6 to 10. I always say if you can do like more than 12, pretty easy. Maybe you want to increase the weights a little bit, but you got to start somewhere. But yeah, you look like you got a good handle on that. Well, take that. Here's a 10-pounder.
I got 2.5 and 5 at home. I think it's 3 or 4, something like that. My wife had
Dumbbells.
years ago when she had all of them. Exercises
Yeah.
where you get them steps down there.
Oh, the step up steps?
Yeah.
How's that? Okay. So you feel the difference then changing the weights. That's what, yep. Yeah, you got good form, so. But sometimes if you have a sore shoulder or something like that, just kind of strengthening the muscles around it helps it to get better quicker, and the range of motion is good for it too. And
tell you.
that's good.
Backwards.
It-
That's a big difference.
That's why I said, yeah. But, I was just gonna grab this. Like my back, if I'm not working out regularly, I get just bad, I get more pain.
My back's gone already.
Yeah, but if I'm stay active, I feel so much better.
There's 3 different sizes, probably this, they're not foam rollers, they're. But they have
They got the handles on them?
no, they have one on the outside, but there's a divot in the middle.
Okay,
Where your spine falls. So I try to like fit in, you're not meant to really roll on it. but you
Yeah.
Find a spot and then you just kind of stay there for as long as you can.
yeah, oh, to kind of let it stretch on that, yeah,
I don't know.
not. How does it feel after doing
It hurts right here.
yeah, well,
Oh, it's probably out. Like,
yeah. Yeah,
Pop mine back in, doing it 5 years.
What's that?
I pop mine back in all the time, 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not. I know how to pop mine.
Okay.
This one here kills me. I need a whole new rotary cup and everything done on mine. I just won't go do it.
yeah. Well, yeah, did you ever meet Tom Bremer?
Tom Bremer?
Yeah. We were down to the Keys a couple years ago because he goes down there for the winter. So me and my wife went down there and we are going to hook up with him and Jackie, but he'd messed up his shoulder and he had to get that whole thing done. It was like 9 month recovery process or kind of get back to, but he's doing good now. But
My sister knows them guys that you know, she's down in Florida now, she moved down there.
yeah.
When they went down there. Well, then
Oh, so Dennis and Todd are down in Florida or she's just there?
She just there.
Okay.
She moved down there a little bit.
But yeah, that's right. She was from living in Long Island. How'd she like it? That's where Billy Joel's from, isn't it? Isn't that where Billy Joel's from?
I think so.
Yeah, it is. So,
He's not any of our patients, is he?
I don't know.
Nice.
And then you have like 5 pounds like those, or.
So what I like for both of you is to have these at the sink.
Right.
I mean, I know that you guys can do them without the sink, but I really like that sink. You know, I don't want you pulling, but I want your hands here so you can really come back and you can really push. And then you can really, with having the sink, it's going to keep your shoulders a little bit more square and you can really focus on using both legs to push on the way up. Oh, yeah. You've done these before.
Every time.
I'm like, I walk over and I'm like, all right, he's in position. He's done this before. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good.
Years I could be used to this, but it's been almost 10 years.
Nice. All right, so my group, 3 people, you're gonna head into the center. Good work. I'm glad you pushed yourself a little. I gotta go throw this back over there for them.
You can be laying down or seated, whatever you're most comfortable with. Oh, yeah, do you want your chair back? Yeah. All right, let's do it then. I can get you another chair. Lerla, I'll get you another one if you want 3. All right. Perfect. All right. So we're gonna do our bicycles. And you're gonna do it for a minute. And then after a little bit, we'll switch to going backwards, you know, whatever you're most comfortable with. Yep, take anywhere, any of the mats, and I'll help too. And I'll assist any of you guys that want an assistance. Yep, perfect. And once you get in a rhythm, you're gonna start to feel it in your thighs, then your glutes. And when you're lifting your head, now Ben, if you start lifting your head, you're gonna start feeling it in the core. You gonna try this one, Brian? Of course. All right, I'll come join Ben on the floor. Now let me know when you want to start trying it backwards too. And because you go through that muscle memory too, so your brain, it kind of chokes you up a little bit. It's a lot more difficult. Are you trying it? It's definitely a lot more difficult, isn't it? Now, where are you guys feeling the burn? So you're getting in the core now? Yup. Nice. Everyone's doing great. Good.
Yeah, wow.
Oh yeah, it kicks you in the butt, doesn't it? Yeah, and the muscle is crazy how it's so much more complex to go backwards than you think.
Penguins are next.
Oh, don't embarrass me. I can't do that. I will, but I'm not good.
So you should be getting all your people back to where you started.
That's
Now.
Is that right?
And we really want to focus on, we're not lifting the.
My next
everybody.
Stations, if everyone thought this, the next station, I'm gonna be really different. But we can all do it.
You got Penguins next, so everybody's gonna be back to where they started. Who did you start with in your group? Dwayne and, yep. Yep, okay.
We got Jennifer here. I think we're rotating any second, but our station.
You guys aren't going to be.
Legs, we're just using our core.
You're still using your leg. It's your hand. It's gonna be.
She has, this is what she did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I carried groceries up the.
Good job.
Okay.
What is your next watch at least 3 times a year?
I mean, down and back twice. And then if there's time, if people wanted to go again, having them go again.
So we're.
But I'm done. This is-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna demonstrate up there because we find that we have to demonstrate them anyway.
Okay. That's what I've been doing too.
Yeah.
So
So banded side steps are next.
Okay. I need,
That-
yep. I just need to get the third band.
And that's not good. That's gonna hurt, especially as we start to get heavier. So we want to say, keep that position locked. We're sending our hips back. This is 15, 20, 12 kilograms, 26 pounds. But we have this other, we have a 15 pounder here too. So this isn't about, at some point we'll want to go heavier and we'll want this to be a good, but today we're just working on form. Who's up? Who's going? I don't care. Good. Nice. Yep. Try to keep your legs a little straighter and bend at your waist just a little bit more. You know, maybe like 70% of the last leg bend. So, yep. A little bit more. And really you're focusing on pulling with this. This is where you're going to feel it the most. If you start to feel it in your lower back, then we want to modify. We don't really want this to hurt our lower backs because that does bad things. There you go. That's better. Can you feel that behind your legs? Okay. Okay. So I want you to work. I want you to just a little bit, try to hinge at your waist a little bit more. There you go. That's it. Now, feel how when you, as you kind of send your hips back first, can you feel it in your hamstrings a little bit more? You're a big guy and this isn't enough weight. That's just.
Oh, I get it.
No, I'm saying that this is you got the right technique. It's just not enough weight. You're too strong. You're overpowering the weight, which is fine. This is still making you stronger, promise.
Feel it somehow.
Right. So the less you bend your knees, the more you're going to feel it in your hamstrings. Or, I mean, or all of us that have lower back stuff, the lower back can get to us too.
I really feel it sort of my lower because I'm trying to adjust.
Yep.
I'm trying.
Gotcha. So you feel, well, here's the thing. This is all hamstring down here too. So you might be feeling it down there in your hamstrings, this lower. Yeah,
I'm trying to.
right.
Try on.
Nice.
She's gonna.
Okay.
She's ready.
Yep, that's what I was gonna grab you. Well, you can try that first.
It's my cat and he was with some J grabs.
We can, there's 10s if this feels too heavy to you also, okay?
Okay, so
So we want you to kind of in that shoulder width, maybe even a little wider, go wider with your legs. There you go. Good.
it's already got me nervous.
Nope, you're good. I'm right here. And now what you're gonna do is you're just gonna kind of bend forward with this, keep this round in your back.
Yeah.
Bend forward by sending your hips back. Don't let your knee bend. You don't want, you really,
Practice without a weight for a second.
okay.
I don't feel like you know what I'm
Yep.
doing. Okay, so I'm gonna go.
Good.
I went
Yep.
sideways.
There it is. So now don't even try to go so far, Angie. I want you to think about going, how straight can you keep, how far can you bend forward here? That way, if you fall down, you're gonna fall into me. But just bend forward at your waist. Just bend forward at your waist. Don't let your knee bend.
All right.
Bend,
Oh,
don't let your knees bend. There you go. Now stand up.
all right.
That's it.
Oh, I'm not letting my knees.
Don't let your knees bend.
That's what I'm screwing up.
That's, yep,
I thought my knees.
Try-
were bent.
try it a couple-
So,
right. And that's okay, but you're gonna do the one because this knee is gonna just give you fits by doing that.
yeah, Okay,
Got it?
all right. I didn't remember how to do it.
It's okay.
Guess I'm sweating.
Good.
I'm leaving my knees.
There you go. And I want you to kind of use this pull. I want you to think about pulling with your hamstrings. Pull from back. So don't ever pick this up. Just let that hang. Let it hang.
What?
Don't you're doing this. Just let that hang. Don't leave your shoulders relaxed. Relax your shoulders. Good. This is everything that you want. I want you to feel is down here.
Oh, all right.
How about
I totally got this one. messed up.
it's okay. This one is a hard one. It's a hard one. And we're trying to kind of learn how to train this for above the knees also.
Oh.
So there's a little bit of both going on. So what I want you to do this time is I want you to now reach down for that weight.
Without bending my knees.
Yep, without bending your knees. Reach down for the weight. Can you pick it up with both hands? I got you. You're not going to go down. I got you.
That's
Good.
why I want to bend that knee.
You can bend it a little bit. That's okay.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't mind if you bend it a little bit. I don't want that to be the primary way you get down.
Oh,
Now grab it and pick it up. Good.
all right.
Yeah.
Boy,
Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. It's hard.
All right.
Yeah. Never, he told us to stay here.
We just didn't rotate.
I thought we were waiting for you to finish your first set of exercises.
Oh,
Oh,
you said, are we gonna stay? And I'm like, oh, good, we're doing it. Oh,
you probably do better than me.
I'm sorry. My fault. I didn't understand what you said.
Everybody,
Sent the change my way.
you guys finished
Right.
with me, right?
Yep. No. So you
Let's
want
get
to
over here. So we have to do lat pull
pull
downs.
back.
So I've got to get in over
Keep it
here.
up. There you go. Can you feel that in your hamstrings? Do you feel it pull back here? Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I think you would be in number
Slow down a
3
little
over
bit.
there.
Slow.
Yep.
Slow is harder. Slow is harder. Nice. Are you pulling with this side? Okay.
I don't know how many there is, but
What's that?
I don't know how many.
Yeah, that's all right. That's 10.
Thanks, Nate.
Yeah. And I got us all in trouble.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. And you're below the knee, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Robin.
Jennifer, it was Robin and Ray you met at the farmer's market, wasn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's been over a year. Even if a baby. He's a lot bigger now.
Okay, so with this one, what we're gonna do, we're gonna try and keep tension on the bands at all times. Okay? And we want a nice, slow and controlled step in. And we're gonna step with the right. Yep, but nice and controlled. So this leg, go ahead and step with the left. I want you nice and controlled left, slow and controlled with the right. Nice. Up for trying it? You're good.
I forgot all about it. I got a text and I'm like. But I wouldn't have made it up here anyways. Not that the diabetic doctor until 3:50.
Okay. I'm glad you made it. And you look like you're feeling a little bit better today than you were earlier in the week.
Oh, I was migraine so bad.
Yeah.
Right.
So let me, even before you stand up here, let me tie this on here.
Yeah, this, I started this stage here, this is where you get it.
Okay.
Come on.
Good.
You can put your legs like this and you can just.
You're good. Yep, get your balance.
That is definitely odd to have that pulling.
And so go ahead, what I'm gonna have you do, hold my hands just for balance here. And so we're gonna step to the left here. And then controlled in, yep, left,
Not that much, but I.
control, good, left, control. Good,
I gotta go back the
Yep.
other way.
Yep.
This is the one that's.
right? Good,
What do we-
nice. Nice. And so that in itself burns up here in the glutes,
Yeah.
right? Of that little squeeze. Nice work. All right,
Getting us back.
you're back. All right, so you guys are gonna be down in the middle now.
Okay. That was harder than I felt that.
Oh, I would just that little bit. So if you did that, like even 3 of that, right? Of like do one and then. Good, do one. Here, go. Okay.
The first up, okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Brian, I think you're going right over there with Nate. Yep. I don't know if I have a group. Maybe we don't show me right now.
Good thing. For spider there, and then you gotta wipe it out. Yeah. Set that out.
I don't know if you thought what I was, this is just mush.
It will dry. But yeah,
Then it tears the skin out there.
sure,
I
yep,
haven't- I
yep,
haven't found a balance yet.
yep.
But
Or you,
I found some Lubriderm stuff that's like liquid powder
okay,
and that seems to help.
okay,
But I haven't found anything that keeps it dry
yeah.
because I sweat so bad.
Yeah, well, just, yeah, that's what works for me, but everybody's different. You know, maybe water it down a little bit. put a little water mixture in there, so it's not as potent. It might not be as abrasive on the skin.
Oh, well, that's off.
Yeah.
So you're gonna come like this. No, so keep your knees straight. Keep your knees straight for me right now. So you're gonna come like this and bend, 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 bend. And then go down
I mean, I use it all the time.
and then come up with your butt first. Push that way.
I mean, I was like this. The guy know who's up there.
I was still here, I saw you. He's a big dude. I thought it was a big dude.
Just up forward so we can get him doing the answer.
Interesting. I thought he was a big kid.
Knees bend. We're not gonna worry about bending our knees at all. We're gonna be in this position. We're gonna send our hips back and we're just gonna bend until,
Working on making.
boy, does it feel tight right back here in my hamstrings, right back here behind my knees. They're kind of saying, boy, if I want to go any lower, I have to do this. I don't want to do that. I want to stay right here. I feel that spot. That's as far as I'm going to go. I'm going to go back up. And I'm going to come down until I get to that spot. And then I'm going to go back up.
They're just taking the knee bend.
Just taking the knee bending out. So this is called the Romanian deadlift. And it's actually a harder exercise than the other deadlift, but it's a good way for training. So you're just going to hinge forward until you feel like the backs of your legs aren't going to let you go anymore. And then you can stand up.
Okay, you're up.
These ones are hard. So what you're doing is you're forming.
Especially this one. So much this one, but especially in this one.
The more this slowness is really gonna put the emphasis on the glutes to control that motion coming back in.
When you're following.
Mhm.
There you go. Now forward.
Where you guys going?
And back up. Good.
Yep. Side, belly, back.
I'm using your hips to come back up.
When you bring
Distance to be
Yeah.
above the.
So go ahead. Yes. That's flat back, just like that. Just like what you're doing. You got it. Yep.
Forces are gonna be at.
So if you hold that kind of like, if you hold it like this right here. Both arms together. Yeah, that's okay.
So when we do is that right leg.
Flat back is good. It's like when the way that you're doing it right there, Lil. I love it. I want you to change the thing. Honestly.
Lay down in bed, forward, sleep out.
I'd like him to see it one more time.
The deadlift?
Yeah.
You're really,
Yeah.
so you got the weight here. Come down, and you're really just. You're trying to, when you come around, you want to push. You don't want your back, you want your hips. I'm gonna work on my knees here. So you're really feeling it all right here. That's where you're, I mean, you need these muscles. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So you're really not, I mean, I've bended my knees a little. Like back, but it's not squat. Right, okay.
Just get in the position.
So bend it now, just go down. You got your knees bent. Like you're not bending the knees as you go, you might be slightly bent, so you go there.
you go.
There you go. Now push in. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Did you feel these muscles?
Oh, I
flex?
felt, yeah. I
That's
felt
the
it.
trick right there. That's the part where it happens.
See it on his face. Right.
Feel-
So don't.
You're not lifting with your arms. Like my arms aren't doing anything. This is all, look at,
I mean, it's just if you haven't done it before.
Right.
Right.
There's so much.
but this is, none of this is happening.
Right.
It's just,
So sometimes then it's actually it's a little easier to do with some heavier weight sometimes,
Right.
because you're like, I'm not gonna pick this up.
Right.
Right.
So sometimes having heavier weight makes it a little
but just let
easier
that
to
hang.
do.
Forget about the arms. Just go down with your back. Yeah, I was gonna say, get away from the table. Okay, now come
There
out,
you go.
push. in.
Yes.
Do you feel that right there?
Don't bend elbows.
Oh, I see. There you go.
Nice. Nice.
So what muscles where are you feeling it?
It's definitely my lower back.
You should feel it.
And a little down in
I was gonna say, you shouldn't feel it so much here. You should feel it all right there. So if you're feeling more up here, where I'm having to push, when you get to here, you really need to be pushing it. Imagine you're thrusting your hips forward as you
Right.
come up and out.
The other thing, yes, exactly. The other thing is so if you do, and this is where it gets to be tricky. This is where it gets to be really hard. On the way down, if you start to get here and you're like, I can't go lower than this because my hamstrings won't let me. So then I kind of bend my knees a little
Right.
bit to there.
Because then you can slightly bend them to get there, but
But
it's
you
not,
don't want to bend them till the end.
it's not a
The-
squat.
The knee bend is the last part when it's like, I don't want to feel this in my back.
Right.
I can feel this so much in my hamstrings right now, right here, that if I go any deeper, I'm just going to be doing it in my back. And I know that's going to hurt tomorrow and not hurt the way I want it to hurt.
So we
Okay.
good?
Yep, we're good.
Let's rotate.
Thanks, Scott.
You people belong to me now.
We're a one person shorter staff.
Why's that?
Lost Brian. I don't know where Brian went.
You guys ready?
Oh, mine the way, sorry. You guys see where Brian went?
Hi, I
We're
saw
gonna be
you
doing an
had a
exercise called
question.
deadlifts.
Your
Have you
hand
done
is
deadlifts
raised.
before? Have you ever heard of this one before?
If you want to
Okay,
ask it,
so
I can
deadlifts
hear
really
you.
means picking stuff up off the
Well, will you
floor,
please mute?
right? So a
Hi,
deadlift is
I
going to
saw
be
you.
an exercise called deadlifts.
Your hand is
Deadlifts
raised.
before? Have you ever heard of this one before?
If you.
So this is typically an exercise where this is a good one to challenge ourselves with weight. but not until we feel comfortable doing the movement. But this is one that we can really kind of go heavy on, like hundreds of pounds. Perfect. I'll need it next.
So we
Awesome.
can generally hear.
Now let me know where you're really feeling it the most. Where are you feeling it? Back? So all these poor ones can't do that. I'm so not good at those. Which means I gotta work on it. How you feeling over there?
Oh, I'll have to modify this one.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely
What?
it's a trickier one.
My stomach muscles are torn in the middle,
Uh-huh.
so I can feel my hernias coming out.
Okay, well, yeah, don't push yourself.
Looks like the alien
All right.
from Sigourney Weaver, kind of comes up.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a trickier
Do
one.
you have a gait belt?
Yes.
I could tie one of those. I can do it.
Drinking a lot of water. And I can grab one.
Okay, thank you. So, keep my parts from falling out.
He's all the way forward. There it is.
This is fine. I'll just hold it.
I can't, I'm not good at it. You're doing great. Yeah. And so you're feeling it?
Yeah, definitely. I was pushing it hard, my urine things were coming out, so I had to put something in. No, the stomach was pouring all the way down. That's my biggest fear. Close that. Without any.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, demonstrating. it.
I got it. Good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good for.
Oh, yeah. Well, everyone was great.
Woo!
They're working
doesn't-
all
I can
up.
promise that's the hardest thing. You guys just did the hardest one. You just did the hardest one.
I keep my inside in.
Yeah, I get it. I get it, but I do promise you, I've done all these exercises. You're done, you're done with the hardest one now. They're not that they're easy, but they're not that hard again.
And the next one, and then you fix it.
Nope.
My
No,
phone
I'm
is
not like that. What I do, well, I wouldn't say that if it wasn't true, would I? I wouldn't go out of my way and say that there's nothing harder. I'd be laughing. I'd be like, "Ah, you think that one's hard? Wait for what I got for you." Wouldn't I? When you watch the videos, just wait to see how much I struggled with doing 40 seconds of those. I'm like, it's tough. It's hard. Yeah.
The ones we do when watching TV and sit in a chair. and
Yes.
Sit up on the edge and sit through a commercial and then try to sit through a show.
Right.
I can't make it for the show yet, or through a
Right.
session.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, the next one we're doing is deadlifts. So we're not doing heavy deadlifts. We're just doing deadlifts for a range of motion.
So
So
they're not all.
remember that the
place.
squat was like this, where we sit
Oh,
down, right?
resistance
We're gonna
bands
keep our
are great. You
shoulders
can,
up a
you
little
can
bit when we're
Find a way to
squatting.
adapt to any kind
When
of.
we're deadlifting, we're doing the opposite. We're bringing ourselves, we're hinging at the
And
hips
if
and
you
we're
want
bringing
more
our
resistance,
shoulders
it's like
forward.
you use like
first.
different things, but if you move the chair further away, because the more you have to put, you get what I'm saying, you can create more resistance too, so.
Scott, maybe step to the left, please. Thank you.
Okay, good.
I know you can't.
Oh, okay.
And so with this, we're gonna put a little bit of a stretch on here, and then we're gonna take a step. And we're gonna try and control this as much as possible coming in. So what's gonna wanna happen, right, is that this is gonna wanna snap and bring your legs together.
Oh,
We wanna control it as much as we can. That's where the challenge is gonna come in.
oh, okay.
So if it's kind of a quick, just what we can, and then what we're gonna do to work the other one, we're gonna come back and then controlled on this way back.
Okay.
Okay?
Alright.
And I'll be in front of you too. So if you need to hold on to my hand for balance.
Okay. So I don't need the cane?
Nope.
No, okay.
Nope, gotcha.
And obviously the wider step, the harder it's gonna be.
Okay. Let me just make sure that we're not gonna snap on you. Okay.
Let me get up.
Yeah, break that there.
Okay, wait a minute.
But it's good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm up.
Okay, okay. Good. All right, so go ahead and grab my hands. Good.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go.
Nice.
Are you gonna do it? Have your hand.
Step, control, step, control. Nice work.
Okay.
Good. Ready? Now we're gonna go back the other way.
And what I did with the slide.
Nice.
You're letting your knees bend first, but if you want to bend your knee.
I feel I'm slipping down.
I didn't have.
Oh, okay.
We're almost there. 2 more steps.
Yeah. Okay, this supposed to be the good leg, but it's the bad leg.
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay.
So that chair's right behind you now.
Okay. Right behind me now? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's good then?
I'm sweating. I'm gonna be tired when I go home.
It's like that.
But then we got 2 sets of exercises to go back through, so, we gotta be quick with the break. I'm just.
You did the center one, so this was our,
We stayed and do the next. Everybody did the second round.
yep. So now are we taking a break before
Yeah.
3? Okay.
Yep, just a 5. Just-
wants to participate can participate along with us while we're doing it. But we're not gonna just rotate around the station. What, we want people walking tomorrow. And
Yeah.
I think, and what we're seeing is that you guys have done awesome. You guys have done so good and really taking these exercises. No, you've taken these exercises and done them so
Yeah.
well that it's like, we don't think that more pushing is the right thing to do at this stage.
Has anyone kind of gotten a little out of their comfort zone today and maybe done some things that they might not have thought they would have done? Yeah, and I think this, so we want to end on a good note, but we always talk about not overdoing it. I think this is a great starting point.
Right.
So we'll just
Yeah.
kind of demonstrate the rest of the exercises and
Like I said, if there's any of them that you see and think, oh, I want to try that, grab us. We'll have a little bit of time to be more interactive this way too.
Yep.
So grab us if you want to, if you're not sure about a form, make sure you stop us and ask questions, all that stuff. And otherwise,
and in
this will
between,
take 10 minutes for the break now.
and in between sets, we'll just have Blair do penguins to keep everybody entertained.
Back out.
I felt something.
Yeah, I didn't do it while during the thing, but Scott and I had a little, he wanted to grab me and I'm like, I didn't know
Can
what
you
to
get
talk
that?
about. I was like, no, just in case, I don't want to use that. Right, right.
You're doing glute bridges.
Okay,
You know why?
because you don't want to?
Nope.
Right. Just stack them up, Blair. Don't even know.
So Nate, what should I use for the forward lunges for an assistive?
I like the 2 chairs. Here we go.
I like, is there a pole or something?
Not really here.
All right, 2 chairs it is.
So glute bridge, forward lunges. Oh, we gotta get these ones.
Oh, dead bugs you got to do too.
Okay,
I'll do lunges,
okay.
you do dead bugs.
So
So I'll do Supermans and bananas. Sound good?
yep. Where's that kettlebell?
So glute bridge is first.
Where's that kettlebell? Hand
Here's
me
a
that.
15.
No, hand me that bigger one. I can't fool around with that. They're videotaping me,
You
Scott.
gonna show off?
I can't. I got an image to keep up here. This is going on the internet.
You want me to get some big plates?
Right.
Okay, everybody. We are going live. Break time is over.
Well, you guys get to keep
You
break
got-
time.
well-
Well, Scott and I have been spotting, so now we're going to do some exercises to make this a little more equal opportunity,
Yeah.
right? So, the first one we're going to demonstrate is called glute bridges, and I'm going to show 2 different variations of it. The first is kind of more the more traditional, and whether you're using like a kettlebell weight or a lot of times this is one that we'd say to use a long barbell and to put the weights on it. And then what you do is you get yourself into this position, you'd roll that until it's kind of here on your stomach, and then you sit here. So the glute bridges, you're going to come from here. Oh, Scott, I needed that mat. And you're going to squeeze up. And that's 1.
Where do you want the mat?
Just back where it was. 2.
I don't know what you're doing with it.
3. So this is one form. This is how we're going to do the weight assisted glute bridges. This is going to be kind of hard for a lot of people and for especially our transfemorals. So we're going to show, what's that?
Never
So
mind.
the other way that we're going to do it is from the ground. Now, this is one that with you're probably going to want your prosthesis to not be on with your transfemoral. So you'll have one leg here and you'll be able to drive back with your AK side. I can't really demonstrate it. But if you do have 2 feet to touch down, you're going to be in this position and squeeze up and hold. 2, 3. Any question about the glute bridges? You won't see those until next week in the workouts,
But you'll see them.
but you will see them.
Okay.
The next one is forward lunges.
So should I do them down here?
Yeah, however.
So forward lunges, like we always talk about, you're going to do prosthetic side, non-prosthetic side. And you got to think, so lunges are always a little tricky for me. You can set up 2 chairs for, so you have something to assist yourself with. So obviously
Or a good pole. I mean, in the
Yeah.
video, Scott's going to show he'll be holding onto a pole.
pole is nice, or maybe even if you have like, you can use the side of a door. So if I'm doing lunges, you can come, into it like this and use that. But for the purposes of this video, I'll do this here. So if I'm coming on the prosthetic side, okay, obviously we want to work these muscles here. You don't have an ankle, so just trying to get yourself so you're comfortable and you can push back. If you're in above the knee, we're not really trying to get you to go that far, just kind of get to a point of resistance and then push back by firing on the back of that socket wall. Below the knee amputees, try to challenge yourself a little bit. Try to go down low. So when I do it with my good leg, you're putting all you, for a moment when you pick up here, you're balancing all on your prosthetic side, but I kind of struggle with bending. I mean, when I get into the consistency of doing it, but when I'm starting out, it's a little bit of a challenge. So finding a good spot to place that foot so you can bend your knee all the way. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge on each side, but they're great exercises to do. So finding something to spot yourself with to start out with is a great idea. So. Any questions? Okay, I switched sides.
Yep.
Sorry. You weren't paying attention in class.
All right, the next one exercise that we have is called dead bugs. Dead bugs is going to be some more ab workout. And we're going to put ourselves into this position here. Our knees are up and our shoulders are just kind of off the mat. And what we're going to do is we're going to take right arm and left foot and bring them down slowly and controlled, and then bring them back. And then left arm and right foot. And that's one. So that's dead bugs. Again, all these, we do explain all these on the
Yep.
videos as we're doing
There's
them too.
demonstrations of each exercise, and the longer ones, they'll be more detailed.
Right.
But we, through the purposes of today, since these are the ones we're rolling out, we wanted to give anyone who's watching or
Right.
anyone who's here a personal demonstration. So
What was the next one? Is
Superman's
Superman
and
bananas.
So Superman's and bananas, I think if we are faithful members of attending this class, we all know these, right? So when we're doing our circuits, how we're gonna do the Supermans and bananas, we're gonna recommend to try to go for a period of time. I can do 20 seconds for the demonstration if somebody wants to count off. I think on the videos, we have 40 seconds. Again, like we talk about, always try to push yourself. So if you're getting stronger, try to go a minute aside. That's probably within a couple weeks period of time. That's probably something that could be happening for you. So Superman's, we're taking legs and arms off the floor and holding ourselves like this. 1, 2.
I got you. And that's 10 seconds. 15. And 20.
So that's that. So then you're going to roll over. You're going to do the opposite. Ready? Say when.
Go.
Am I shaped like a banana? Weird looking banana.
10 seconds. 15. And 20.
Sweet.
All right. The next one we have is box steps.
We're done with this or no?
No. No, because we still have one more ab
I'll
one.
just set it.
Yeah, it's good.
Give us
Well,
some
actually, it's
room.
planks. We can do planks ourselves.
I was going to say, we don't need them for planks, do we?
Do you want to do box steps?
Yep, sure do. Love doing box steps.
And then
So-
we can challenge ourselves with different height boxes here.
You'll see in the video, we've got some taller
Yep.
ones than this. For if you're above the knee, just doing something like this, where you're not taking a big step, but if you have your prosthetic side here, and you can elevate yourself without pushing up on your back leg by pushing back, and that is a huge strength training exercise.
I've seen you do that, Angie. I've seen you do it. I've been there. Has anybody, who else has done that? That's above the knee. Lynn, Chris, you do that? I've seen you do it too. So we've got lots of people that are able to do that one, but that's a really challenging exercise, like Scott said.
So, but for the purposes of this, we'll just do these. So again, you want to work, alternate sides. We did one side.
One side and the other,
Yep.
it
So let's say we're going to do 8 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So see why we're doing different, because this is the only one I'm really pushing up with. This one's coming up too, but afterwards, so all the work has already been done. That's 7, and 8. So now we switch sides, Dwayne. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
And then calf raises is the next one. Actually, we lied. I think I want everybody to try this one. So if you could just stand up behind your chair. I think this is a good one for everybody to practice here. Maybe watch Scott go through it as he's doing it.
So what Nate really wants me to demonstrate in this, and I think what he wants everyone to try. So first off, obviously, if we're going to be running or walking, we should have strong calf muscles so we can support ourselves. So you're just going to take on my sound leg, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to do ballet here? Can you get up on your toes? Probably not. So now, what Nate is going to want me to demonstrate is on the prosthetic side. And this is important because especially if you're running, the muscles that we use to help stabilize our core through our glutes actually start when we plantar flex our foot, because when we run, we're pushing off with our toes each time. So I'm going to fire my calf muscle and I'm going to make a movement in my prosthetic limb like I'm doing this. And obviously I don't have an ankle, but what Nate wants you to observe is the movement.
Watch how much he can lift himself up right there. Now, and I mean, for our above knees, I had Lynn trying this with kind of some glute squeeze, and he's able to get some elevation. I see Angie doing it right there. So you feel how you can pick yourself right up with that. We want you to focus on that. We wouldn't call that
That's an intense exercise.
but this is going to be an intense exercise. And as we pick up speed and try to do those things, these are things we really want to focus on doing.
So yeah, try to simulate as you do that, like you're pushing down with your toe. Does everyone feel that? What's that? Yeah, and down to here. Yep. So that's calf
So that's
raises.
calf raises. Good. I want everybody to feel that one because it's one that when we were saying, hey, try that with your prosthesis, it might sound a little bit like, what are these guys talking about? But we want you to think about firing the muscle inside the socket. Overhead press. Let's see, where did the other weights go? We lost our weights.
They're probably over here.
You guys can all have a seat. That's the one we wanted to demonstrate. Go ahead and you can have a seat again.
Sure.
Yep. I mean, you're going to have to stand up again. So overhead press, we keep this one pretty simple. We want to be seated. If you feel more comfortable having a chair behind you, that's okay. But if you can stabilize yourself here, that's even better. But what we're doing is we're just coming up and then nice and controlled on the way down. And that's that. That's an overhead press. There's different variations, but this is the one that we've kind of focused on.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it standing
Abby.
up. Yep. Right. And I to her point, a 5-pound jump on that is a big jump. So we may not see the growth that we see with some of the other exercises that we do where the numbers start to add up. That one might feel like, well, I'm not really getting that. It doesn't matter. You're okay. Just keep the good form nice and controlled and just keep going through. Your shoulders are getting stronger.
I guess if I had a bar.
Right. So yeah, people with limited shoulder ranges of motion, what we can do is one side while we're holding something at the other side. So we can do single, and then we could do shoulder shrugs.
That's a good one.
Here, like this. So this is going to work a little different muscle But it's still,
Still a good
for,
one.
for what we're trying to do, stabilize core, get some movement in our shoulders, this is still gonna kind of serve the same purpose.
Do I have another weight?
Good question. Thank
I
you.
mean, another good exercise too for that. You can't come up over your head. You could take and just kind of come up like this. You're getting the shoulders as well, okay?
This should be done with very lightweight. Please, 2.5, think 2.5, until you've done it with 2.5 pounds, don't pick up more. That's my only caveat, because that could get some, especially if we start to get our form breaks, we can really put a lot of tension on our neck. We don't, when we're squeezing there, we want to squeeze with our back, and our neck should feel loose the whole time. So we want to start very, very light to where we're almost like, well, there's not that much weight here. That's okay. Once you've done that a few times, then try to challenge yourself a little bit more.
Where's that 5?
Yep. And then the last one we have is planks. We'll both want to do planks.
Sure.
So everybody knows the plank, right? Does anybody not know what a plank is?
So we're going to demonstrate a couple different ways you can do it. You can do it obviously in the push-up position. So you get up,
You height,
hold yourself like this.
or you can come down onto your forearms like this. There's really no
Not a bad way to do it.
no tremendous benefit or deficit to either one. It's just what feels more comfortable to you. You're not going to really work the muscles in a different way, one way or the other. Sometimes you can switch.
Go back and forth. You can do side planks. It's another thing like this.
Yep.
Work each side, so you're working some different muscle groups.
Right. Your time is gonna be a lot shorter on the side planks than it is on the forward planks.
If you can find 2 narrow buildings, kind of press and hold yourself in between the two. But I'm kidding. Just kind of that practice going. I'm just joking around. They don't make buildings that close together.
Maybe you're pretty big.
What's
They
that?
might for you.
That's
The
true.
rest of us, they don't make them that close.
Huh?
Right.
There you go. I did that, but my wife got mad about the scuff marks on the walls.
Does anybody have any questions about the exercises or about the program or about what's next? Anybody have any feedback they want to give as we wrap up? Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, today was a good day.
So I would assume that the format of the next one is going to look a lot like this. We'll have different exercises because we
Yep.
have a different bank of exercises for the second month of the program. So you'll see a little bit different stuff, but we'll be doing it kind of the same way where we're going to try everything out, and maybe we'll
May, we
prioritize the
might get
higher.
outside a little
Yeah,
bit.
May, our goal in May would be to get outside a little bit because we'll know the exercises by then. We're just doing them.
Yep.
So remember, it's the second Wednesday. The dates are escaping me because I don't ever.
Brandon, do you know the date of the next step up group?
April 12th
April 12th.
and then May 10th are the next 2 times. We'll be right back here. So we hope to see you. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.